Alright, Shalom. Alright, first off, I want to say all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of GMS, and to the elect doing the work in sincerity and in truth, Shalom. This is Nazar Chad, GMS Precepts, and topic today is going to be on wisdom. Right now, the wisdom throughout the scriptures, they always compare it to different things. Food compares wisdom to a woman, but it also compares wisdom to water. Okay, so I have a few scriptures to bring that out. Lord willing, brothers are edified. I have a few first, now there are plenty of scriptures in a Bible that compare wisdom to water. I'm just going to bring out a few. If there are any you brothers know of, you can leave in the comment section. Okay, so the first one that I have here is in Proverbs 18:4. Real quick one. It says, the words of a man's mouth are as deep waters, and the wellspring of wisdom as a flowing brook. All right. So once again, it's comparing what? Wisdom. It's comparing wisdom to what? A flowing brook. Okay. So that's one scripture that compares wisdom to water, right? And if you think about it, it makes sense because what the body, like you can't live without water for only a certain amount of days before you just drop dead. Hell, the body is made of 60 to 70% water, I believe. All right, so water is very vital to life, right? And so are these scriptures. These scriptures are very vital to life, right? Matter of fact, real quick, let me bring out some quick precept in Baruch 4:1. It says, this is Baruch 4:1 in the Apocrypha. It says, this is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall, what? Shall die. Right? So these scriptures, which are for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, it's vital for salvation. It's vital for life. Hence the reason why the Most High gave it to us. Okay? He gave us these laws, statutes, and commandments. He gave us these scriptures. And how do we know that this statement is true? Our people are dying we have the lowest, like we suffer for all manner of diseases. Basically, we're cursed as a nation. And this scripture right here proves it. Our people as a whole, we didn't adhere to these commandments, and guess what? That's why we're dying at the rate that we are. Okay? It says, turn thee, verse 2, turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated. Right? Now when it says illuminated, it means to have wisdom. Okay, the scripture says wisdom causes the man's face to shine, right? Give not honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. So don't give these scriptures to another nation, or one that's not of your lineage, one that's not of not an Israelite. This is a separation. This whole scriptures, the Bible speaks of a separation, man. We're not supposed to mingle and be amongst these heathen nations. Why? Because we're better than them, and the Most High chose us above the other nations, right? So it says, give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. So give not thine honor unto another. Don't give your power, don't give your spirit, don't give your soul onto other philosophies, man. We already have our own philosophy. We have our own heritage. And that's to be a Hebrew Israelite and follow the Most High. Right? So the next scripture I got is in John, very common, popular one here. This is John 4:13. Yahushua answered and said unto her, whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again. Right? He was speaking of the literal water. This is when Yahushua was speaking to the Samaritan woman at the well. Verse 14. But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst. But the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life. Now, what's he speaking about? He's speaking about the truth. He's speaking about these words. He's speaking about wisdom. Okay, right? Once again, now the woman, when she heard this, she didn't know what he was talking about, but he was speaking over her head. He was speaking about the wisdom that I give you. You'll never thirst again. Okay, meaning this wisdom is above all other wisdom, all other philosophy. Right? Another one in Proverbs 5:15, it says, drink waters out of thy own cistern and running waters out of thy own well. Now, who's this speaking about? This is speaking to the nation of Israel. Drink waters out of thy own cistern, meaning follow your own philosophy, follow your own doctrine, follow your own heritage. Don't be like these other nations. Don't be like these other strange nations. Okay? Let thy fountains be let thy fountains be dispersed abroad, and the rivers of waters in the streets. Let them be only thine own. Let them be only thine own, and not strangers with thee. Once again, it's telling you, keep your own heritage, man. Alright? And not the strangers with thee. Okay? Let the other nations worship and keep their gods. We have our own power. We have our own heritage. Because we have the only true one. Right? It says, let thy fountain be blessed, and rejoice with the wife of thy youth. Let her be as a loving hind and a pleasant roe. Let her breast satisfy thee at all times, and be thou ravished always with her love. And why wilt thou, my son, be ravished with a strange woman, and embrace the bosom of a stranger? Once again, I said earlier that the scriptures compare wisdom to food. It compares wisdom to water, and also, like in this scripture, this verse, these two verses, it compares wisdom to a woman. Okay, that's why it says here, let her be as a loving hind and a pleasant roe. Let her breast satisfy thee at all times. Why does it say breast? Because when you're a child and you get nourishment from sucking the milk out of your mother, right, to grow. So it says, let her breast satisfy thee at all times, and be thou ravished always with her love. Okay, comparing, it's speaking about wisdom. And why wilt thou, my son, be ravished with a strange woman, and embrace the bosom of a stranger? So why would you choose another philosophy that's strange unto thee? Anything outside, if you are a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, we have our heritage already. So anything outside of that is strange unto us, right? Alright, so the last scripture is in 2nd Ezra. This is 2nd Ezra, the 14th chapter, as you see, in Apocrypha, verse 40. I'll start at 44, the points a little down. It says, 2nd Ezra 14 and 44, in 40 days they wrote 204 books. And it came to pass that when the 40 days were fulfilled, that the highest spake, saying, the first that thou hast written, publish openly, that the worthy and unworthy may read it. But keep the 70 last, that they mayest deliver them only to such as be wise among the people. Here's a point, verse 47. For in them is a spring of understanding, the fountain of wisdom, and the stream of knowledge. Okay? Once again, referring to wisdom as water, referring to wisdom as a fountain, a stream, a spring. Okay? Alright, so that's pretty much it. Lord willing, you brothers are edified. I brought out a few scriptures. Now, there are plenty other scriptures in the Bible that compares it to water. It compares it to, like I said, food, corn. It compares it to a woman as well. Okay? Why? Because those are all things that nourish us. Okay? And makes us grow. And it allows us to survive. Right? So, Lord willing, you brothers edified. Until the next time, shalom.